He was denied a job for his dreads. Now he signs their paychecks. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be telling you a story about a young black man who was denied a job because of his looks, and what happens next will inspire you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Now, let's get into the story. They said it with smiles too tight to be sincere. Words dipped in condescension. Phrases like, "You have potential," or "We're just looking for a certain kind of image." But what they really meant was, "We can't see success looking like you." 17 years later, that same man would walk back through those same office doors. Same stride, same confidence, same dreads they once said weren't professional enough. Only this time, he wasn't a candidate hoping for a job. He was the one holding the lease papers. He wasn't there to ask. He came to own. His name? Malachi Fleming. A name that would one day appear in Forbes, TechCrunch, and on the walls of schools where black boys dream big. But before the accolades, before the boardrooms, before the seven-figure valuations, Malachi was just a Baltimore kid. Quiet, brilliant, raised by a single mother who braided resilience into every strand of his hair. His father left when he was 10, never came back. So his mom became everything: provider, protector, preacher, peacekeeper. She worked long nights in the ER and still came home to help him with science projects made from recycled wires and spare radio parts. Malachi didn't talk much, but his mind, it never stopped moving. By 12, he was building circuits. By 15, he coded his first app. By 18, he had a full ride to MIT. And by 22, he walked across the graduation stage with honors and a head full of dreams, and dreadlocks that kissed his shoulders. He thought his brilliance would speak louder than his hair. But he was wrong. He wore his best suit the day of the interview. Pressed shirt, shined shoes, portfolio in hand. He stepped into that firm in downtown Philadelphia, with nerves buzzing and hope tucked into every step. But the moment he walked into the lobby, he knew. The receptionist gave him that look. "You know the one. That you lost?" Kind of glance. Security asked twice if he had an appointment, and when he finally sat down across from the firm's partners, he felt the weight of judgment. Before he heard a single word, 12 minutes. That's all it took. The man across the table leaned in, fingers steepled. "Malachi," he said, "you've got real promise. Smart, articulate, but we're looking for a certain image. Our clients expect a particular kind of look." Malachi asked, calm but knowing, "You mean my hair?" The man chuckled, almost proud of his subtlety. "I didn't say that." But the message was loud, clear, and unshakable. Malachi left the building standing tall, but inside, he crumbled. That night on the train ride home, he didn't cry. He just stared out the window at the city lights blurring past, wondering how something as sacred as his hair, the same locks his mother braided with oil and prayer, could be a barrier to opportunity. When he got home, his mother didn't ask questions. She just looked at him, really looked, and said, "Then, baby, build a place where you set the image." And that was the spark. That night, Malachi didn't sleep. He stared at his reflection, dreads hanging past his shoulders like roots from an ancient tree. And he made a promise. "Never again will I shrink who I am to fit someone else's idea of worth. Never again will I change my crown to gain access to a room. If they won't open the door, I'll build my own damn building." But building isn't easy. The road from rejection to revolution is paved with setbacks. For 2 years, he pitched his ideas to venture capitalists. Many loved his concept, but side-eyed his appearance. He heard things like, "Great product, but maybe a haircut could help with perception." Or, "Love the mission, but investors might respond better to a cleaner image." Cleaner image. A coded way of saying, be less of yourself. Malachi refused. He worked out of a friend's basement, coded 14 hours a day, survived off noodles and ambition. Rejections piled up, but so did determination. His company, Solarize, was born out of necessity. Affordable green tech made for underserved communities. while the big players chased million-dollar suburbs. Malachi walked into forgotten neighborhoods, door to door, panel to panel, training local teens, creating jobs, lighting homes. His mission wasn't just solar energy. It was equity, representation, reclamation. Year 5, he landed a city contract. Year 7, he opened offices in 3 cities. Year 10, he spoke on the TED stage. And when he walked out after the applause, his dreads bounced with pride. But he never forgot that interview. He never forgot how small they tried to make him feel. 17 years to the day, he got a call. A firm wanted partner on a joint green initiative. They needed a site, wanted to work with Solar Rise. Malachi's assistant read the name aloud. Madison, Murray, and Drake. The same firm that denied him. The same room where his confidence was chipped away. Malachi didn't call back. He called his lawyer instead and bought the building they leased. Every floor, every office. He didn't schedule a meeting. He just showed up one Tuesday morning. A black SUV pulled to the curb. Out stepped Malachi. Navy suit tailored to perfection. Dreads pulled back with a gold band. Confidence radiating like sunlight through storm clouds. He walked into the lobby. Same building, different presence. The receptionist stood up. "Sir, can I help you?" He smiled. "Yes, I'm your new landlord." Silence. Then whispers. Then stares. As if history had walked in wearing the future. Word spread fast. The senior partner, the same one who once steepled his fingers and talked about image, now had gray in his beard and regret in his eyes. When Malachi stepped into his office, the man stood slowly, like a ghost waking up. "Malachi, I had no idea." But Malachi wasn't there for apologies. He handed over a folder. "Lease renewals for all 5 floors. And I added an equity clause for your employees of color, just in case image still matters." He turned to leave, paused at the door, and said, "You told me once clients expect a certain look. Well, I've got clients in 20 countries, and they all know this look," he pointed to his hair, "means excellence." Then he walked out, head high, leaving the weight of the past shattered behind him. The story went viral. A black CEO denied for his dreads. Now owned the building that once rejected him. Not a fairy tale. Not revenge. Just reality catching up. Malachi launched Locks to Lead, a mentorship program for young professionals of color, teaching them to own their identity, to lead with pride, to walk into rooms without shrinking. He tells them, professionalism is about purpose, about delivery, about vision, and no one gets to decide your worth by your hairstyle. Today, his face is on billboards. His voice echoes in classrooms. His legacy? A mirror for every black boy told he has to cut who he is just to be accepted, because fitting in was never the goal. Standing out is how you make history. And Malachi Fleming, he's not just making history. He's rewriting the rules, dread by dread, deal by deal, story by story. Life lesson. When the world tells you to change who you are just to belong, remember, your difference is your power. Your identity is not an obstacle. It's the blueprint. You weren't made to shrink. You were made to shine. And sometimes the very thing they mock becomes a reason they have to call you boss. Thank you for watching today's story. If this moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of your own worth, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Black Struggles Untold. And let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Your voice matters here.